You might have seen the Joe Biden administration is going to be extending the pause on student loan debt repayment. You can see the announcement here. It had been previewed a little bit earlier, but now the news is out there. And okay, is that a good approach to this? We're gonna see. He's getting some positive press from this. Is it nearly enough though? AOC and other progressives are making the case that this is actually a horrible idea. And I think they're right, and maybe even for more reasons than they're currently identifying. So let's jump into it. So this delay would be the 6th since the pauses began early in the pandemic. And it would come less than a month before payments were scheduled to restart and affect tens of millions of borrowers, including 35 million who have not been making payments that would otherwise have been due. By the way, through all of these pauses, the good thing is not just the pause, but also that they haven't been accruing interest. So that is definitely good. 7 million borrowers in default have received a break from paycheck garnishments and other collection efforts. So especially considering the difficult times that we've had, that is great news. And Biden's thrilled with this move. He's saying to enable Americans to continue to get back on their feet after 2 of the hardest years this nation has ever faced, my administration is extending the pause on federal student loan repayments. I would say if you really want to help them get back on their feet, a couple month pause is something, but how about not having them continue to be terrified about the crushing debt that they're currently experiencing? But by the way, while I'm gonna disagree with just a pause, the other side, the right, they don't even want the pause, by the way. Virginia Fox is top Republican on the House Education Committee, and here's how she greeted this news. Hardworking taxpayers are fed up with having their backs broken by this administration. The outrageous extension of this moratorium contradicts the administration's promise to the American public, and without any basis other than the president's sinking poll numbers, she called it outrageous and worried it would lead to broad student loan forgiveness. God only hopes. So, but like, look at that again. They're sick of their backs being broken. She uses as an argument for them have to resume paying their student loan debt. Their backs are broken. The solution is debt payment. And by the way, it breaks his promise to the American public. He promised to cancel student loan debt. He was voted in part because of that promise. Virginia Fox knows all of this, and he's not doing the cancellation, even though people are calling for it. And let's briefly talk about why this might not be the amazing politics that Biden thinks it is. AOC tweeted, I think some folks read these extensions as savvy politics, but I don't think these folks understand the panic and disorder it causes people to get so close to these deadlines just to extend the uncertainty. It doesn't have the effect people think it does. We should cancel them. I've had so many people asking me, my payments are X hundred or thousand a month. What do you think is gonna happen in May? I need to make sure I delay X medical procedure or prescription, sell my car, make a huge change and prepare. The limbo and uncertainty is also a strain. And so now people are gonna start to feel that strain again. As we cruise towards September 1st, is it gonna be extended again? Am I suddenly gonna be on the line for hundreds or thousands of dollars in these payments? I can see how that would be an issue for millions of people, Brett.
This is such an American politics move, by the way. Like the same with the debt ceiling, the same with continuing resolutions to fund the government. We do this really stupid thing where rather than systemically fix an issue once and for all, we just kick cans down the road. Yeah. And it's so embarrassing. It's become like The Walking Dead circa like 2016, 2014, where you're just like every episode's the same. It's all this manufactured fake, like, oh my God, the zombie's gonna get us. And then at the last second, the same kind of unexpected release happens. Maybe some character dies. And in that situation, sometimes a congressman leaves or retires or comes back, but nothing fundamentally changes. And that is so depressing. And not to mention paralyzing for people with actual real financial issues, as opposed to the people in Congress who are raking in $170,000 a year and just really need to keep this dynamic up so they can keep making that money and blame it on someone else, all the problems they face.
Yeah, 100%. And unexpected release. I noticed that you said that. I'm sure it was on purpose. Thanks for that. Now, here's the thing.
So drunk, John. That's why.
It's so early in the morning when we're filming. If you're listening to the podcast, it is early. Anyway, is this good politics? Well, I think in some ways it is better than not doing it at all. So yay, Democrats. Better than not doing literally anything at all. Is it bad though? So here's what's gonna happen now. Instead of it resuming now, It's gonna resume on September 1st, 2 months before the election. So people will cruise into the election having had to resume the payments for 2 months. No, but really, this is like the Democrat political strategy, like all in one little issue. Promise actual relief. Get elected on actual relief. Canceling 10,000. It's not my preference, but he said 10,000. That's what people expected. And then don't deliver on it. Do your sham study about whether you could do it, and then release a highly redacted version of the study to cover your own ass. And then we'll extend it for a little bit, but we're gonna make you pay. So I want you to understand the devastation that is coming in this election. So they got rid of the child tax credit, so people took that hit. They're not doing additional COVID funding, so that's gonna have its public health hit. The subsidies of the ACA are gonna break down literally a couple weeks before the election, so people's premiums will be jacked up. They'll get those notification letters right before the election, and they're gonna be paying their student loan debt again right before the election. Oh, also, they allowed the rental eviction and foreclosure moratorium to lapse in the year of the election. I don't generally like the argument that, they're paid to lose, but I don't know. In 2022, Brett, it kind of looks like they're needlessly adding some major obstacles to any Democrat winning come November.
Yes, it is really stupid. It is really depressing. I will say this, that the whole system is really set up to make it harder than it needs to be for the upward mobility they promised us America was founded on. So you either are born into a family that's rich enough to be able to go to college and it doesn't matter, right? Whether you take a loan or not, and that's great, you get to stay in the club. Or you scrimp and save to be able to attend, basically hack your way across the moat, through the jungle, through the thicket, so you can get into the university. But by the time you leave it, after knowing all those people, you're saddled with so much debt that it doesn't even in the end benefit you to have gone through all that financially from a practical perspective for years and years and years. And when someone gets elected, upping voter turnout on the promise to eliminate that unnecessary burden that is way worse for this generation than previous generations, financially speaking, they jump out and mischaracterize everything and do everything in their power to keep us from having America follow through on the promises it made to its people in the first place.
Yeah, it's such stupid politics. I'm glad that they did this, but my God, they could do so much more.
For more political news, breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.